So the question is, what kind of tuning can you get with this scale length? All right, getting an instrument into a particular tune has to do with really two things: scale length and string gauge. So I shortened the scale length on this instrument so that you could tune it up to G, D, G, which is what it is in tune to now at A440. So if you had a longer scale length, like a 24 inch or 25 inch, you could use these same strings and tune it to DAD, because the strings are, I'm trying to think about how that works here. So the thicker the gauge, the quicker they get up to tension, okay, and the tighter they are. So if you had a longer scale instrument, you couldn't raise it all the way up to DGD because the string gauges wouldn't go there unless you strung it extremely lightly. Okay, so this has kind of a medium set of, kind of the average set of dulcimer strings. Okay, so I think I've got like a 12, a 14, and a 22, which is what you usually string instruments that are tuned to DAD with. The reason why I can get it up to the higher tuning is because it has a shorter scale length. Okay. That said, the question is, can you tune this instrument to DAD? Yes, you can, but what happens is when you drop the strings down, okay, these are normal strings, so you've got a shorter scale length, the strings are going to be much more floppy in the DAD tuning. Okay, so in order to really get a good DAD tuning, you probably would want to put a thicker gauge string on. That said, I'm in GDG tuning right now, and I'm going to go through the various tunings that I can get with this instrument. So here's the GDG, which is what the instrument was designed for. Okay, nice and bright. Alright, so now I'm going to drop it down. So this is F, C, F. So this is a whole step below the GDG. Okay, kind of a nice, sweeter sound. Let's keep going. So this is E, B, E. Okay, still a nice little mellow tune. You can hear it a little bit up here though. Very, very subtle, but it's starting to go out of tune a bit when you're fretting up here. And that's because the strings are starting to get too floppy. Okay, so that's the whole idea about string gauge and scale length. So let's keep going. So this is DAD. So what happens, DAD, I'm a little out of tune up here because of the floppiness of the strings, okay? So if I wanted to play consistently in DAD, I would probably want to change at least the middle string up to maybe a 16 gauge string instead of a 14. However, that said, let me go up just a half step and we'll see how that sounds. So I'm going to go back up now. So this is D sharp, A sharp, D sharp type thing. So really not too bad at just a half step above the DAD. So this is FCF again, which is kind of where I like to keep this instrument. Hope that answers your question. If you do want the instrument to sound good and be primarily tuned in DAD, I can restring it so that it does work consistently and sounds good in a DAD tuning. However, you will not be able to get the upper ranges with the heavier gauge strings. So there you go. Thanks for watching.